Her story deals with a subculture of heavy metal music that some feel is sending a dangerous message to your kids.
The forces of evil on the dark side of devil right.
And I want to talk tonight about the devil and demons and witches and wizards.
And we just mix it up with hardcore and aggression and come out with something we think's an original sound.
Loud, fast, heavy, you know.
Well, what do you got?
What do you got?
Willow, your hair looks fantastic too.
It does.
I haven't seen it with
thank
blonde
you.
hair in a second.
Yeah, it's this is, well, I just haven't been around, so
True.
been
True.
hibernating away from music for a little bit.
Good.
For you.
I want to do that too.
Yeah, I took the summer off. It was rad.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, music sucks.
I
Fuck
agree.
music.
Oh, it's so
Fuck
bad.
music.
Fuck music. Can we
The
start that?
best music is left unplayed, I guess.
No, honestly, music is amazing. Touring is
Yeah.
sometimes amazing, sometimes not amazing.
Yeah.
It could be
And it could be both at the same time.
Yeah.
It's true.
often.
We're trying slowly to like get down to the mythical zero band bill. It's just no more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
someone needs to invent that.
Yeah. That's do it.
I feel like that was so perfect. I almost don't want to cut it out. Should we just start from there?
Sure.
We're rolling.
Shit, you're listening to Riff Worship, the podcast that attempts to answer the age-old question, what makes a riff? Why do we care about riffs? Talking about releases with some of our favorite riffs. I'm one of your hosts, Austin Paulson. With me, as always, Justin Swindle. Swindle, how are you? I don't care. Fuck you. We're here with some very special guest members of two bands we're big fans of. We really enjoyed some of the releases from last year, the Atrocity Machine, as well as the Unfailing Rope, both out on Prosthetic Records. Check them out. Don't be a chump. But they have come together for a joint release that will kind of serve to observe Trans Day of Remembrance. All the digital sales from this release will be donated to Black Trans Liberation NYC, which is a great organization that seeks to end homelessness within the trans population by providing access and resources from community partners that empower and celebrate the TGNC community. I am, of course, talking about Sunrot and Body Void. How are we? Thanks for joining us.
Thanks
Thanks for having
Thanks for
us.
having us. Yeah.
It's so sick. The record is definitely out today. So it's great. I highly recommend it. It feels like, just maybe even from talking to you a little bit off air and maybe doing some research, this has kind of been a long time coming in a lot of ways. Like, you seem connected maybe over the internet.
Yeah, like the split itself was 2-3 years
Yeah.
ago that we decided we wanted to do it.
We're just like, hey, we should do that. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Didn't it
Yeah.
start as like maybe a possible four-way, and then we're just like,
Yes, that's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
and then I forget with who, but we're just like,
Like hers.
oh,
Not
yeah,
to call anybody out. But
but yeah, we were just like, let's just do it. We got songs. Let's fucking go.
yeah, it was like it just happened when it like happened. Like we're like, oh, we all have songs. Let's just do it.
Sunrot, y'all were on We're Not Here, right? Like the last
Yeah.
year's full length.
Yeah. I was we're on the last track.
And the secret bonus track.
Oh, and the secret bonus track.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Wow.
on the
Flexi.
Flexi.
Yeah.
I was gonna say waxy.
Maxi pad. It was on the maxi.
The maxi pad. It was on the maxi pad.
God,
Sick. They got music on those now?
Yeah, we got it. Yeah,
We figured it out.
Yeah. Shit. The needles
Some
all
important work
out.
you're doing.
Yeah. And we've been huge fans of Body Void forever too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For real.
feeling is mutual.
Yeah.
I feel like we started around the same time, and it was like, oh, yeah, let's do stuff together.
Yeah, it had to happen. We see very eye to eye ideologically. We have the same politics. They're a bunch of sweethearts. We're a bunch of sweethearts, if I do say so myself. And we both make music that's heavy and sounds like hatred and violence. hearts from a bunch of sweethearts.
True.
It's just, it had to happen. And I'm so glad, Willow, again, I've thanked you 1,000 times that y'all have put this track on. It's so fucking monstrous.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm so excited
Both of
that it
them, both of
happened. I will say the first time we ever met in person, we played a show at the Meat Locker in Montclair, New Jersey, and it was our worst fucking show ever. Just straight up dog shit. So Sunrot was there for that, and that is a special thing, I think.
I remember you not being stoked about that set.
Yeah, I won't name names, but someone in our band had too much to
A
drink.
little bit too much intoxication.
It wasn't completely their fault because it was like an 8-band bill. It was went on at like 1 o'clock in the morning.
It's Meat Locker hours.
Yeah, it was my first Meat Locker experience, and like it just is different there. They have their own rules. And we went on last at 1 o'clock. There's still people there to watch us, which is the great thing about the Meat Locker is hella people always show up and they're amazing. But then basically we stumbled through a few songs and the band got into a fight after. It was a bad time for us, but we bounced back and we're better than ever. So it's a funny story now. It's not a tragedy.
It is a funny story now because I don't remember it being that bad, but I remember you guys being very upset about it, and I was just like, I'm gonna go smoke a cigarette. I love y'all.
And we've since played the Meat Locker again together.
Mm-hmm.
And while the Meat Locker is still the Meat Locker, and that you're gonna have some issues, it was fun the last time. So and it was a good set the last time. So
is that what like solidified your friendship? Is like y'all have seen us at our worst, so
that helped. That was a character building moment for sure. Yeah. And then I remember the last time we saw each other was so sick. We just ran into each other at a train station in Tilburg.
Yes.
And
like to Roadburn?
Yeah. To Roadburn.
Oh shit.
Yeah, they had just finished playing, and we were like about to play like the next day or something. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, and that was special, and yeah, so it's a lot of good times.
Is that collectively? Was that like both of y'all's like first experience playing that festival?
That was our second.
Ours, but not theirs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, that's such a bucket list thing.
No, this was your set after Atrocity Machine. You guys played before that though, right?
Right. Like we played there 2 years ago. And then we came back to play Atrocity Machine. And as a 4-piece, it was our first time as a 4-piece there. And Roadburn's the best. So it was so awesome that you guys were there. And there were so many homies there. It's just the homie fest,
It was.
So y'all covered like kind of what made you want to release music together. What made you all want to release music like specifically for the Trans Day of Remembrance, like to benefit an organization?
I think that was Lex's idea, if I remember correctly.
It was, but it wasn't totally my idea. I wanted to do a benefit, and my good friend Becky Laverty is a brilliant mastermind.
Speaking of Roadburn.
Yeah, speaking of Roadburn, and she suggested we put it out on a special date, possibly Trans Day of something, like either awareness or remembrance, and we were like, that's an amazing idea you have there, Becky. Yeah, we wanted to do it as a benefit from the get. And I've worked with Black Trans Liberation and Queen Jean, and they're amazing. They do the real thing, and they do it every day of their lives. And I wish I had $1 billion to give them.
Yeah, and also like at the time, things have changed a little bit, or a lot, but at the time also it was like a lot of anti-trans legislation stuff was like getting pushed through, and
well, it's funny you say that because I was thinking about like how we conceived this years ago, and it's like that issue is just never not at the forefront.
Yeah, you're right.
It's crazy.
Yeah. If it's not about the kids, it's about this, it's about that, it's never gone away yet. So, well, it's not that it's gone away. It's not like should go away. It should just like they should just leave us the fuck alone.
Yeah. Can you leave us alone?
Can you leave us alone? We're not going away. Can you leave us alone now? Thanks.
Yeah.
Queen Jean featured kind of on the record as well. In
Yes.
some of the samples. That's so sick.
Yeah. She well, I had pulled it from one of her speeches online, and she's amazing. I've been with her at many rallies and stuff. I think it was either from my phone or from online. I forget. It was such a good one. I was just like, have to use it. I had talked to her about being featured on a record. She's hard to get in touch with because she works on this stuff so much. So I was gonna see if she wanted to do something like original, and then we kind of lost touch, and then I did this, and then I'll see her on Thanksgiving though anyway. She does Transgiving. It's amazing. Anyone listening in Brooklyn and New York, come out to Transgiving.
Yeah, I saw maybe in Austin's notes that there's like the Trans Day of Love, Transgiving, and Transmas.
Yeah. And there's the Trans Remembrance Ball on the day that the record comes out on Trans Day of Remembrance. I'm going to try to hit that up too.
God, y'all are doing so much in New York. I live in the middle of nowhere.
yeah. Come out. Willow, I have a really, really wonderful blow-up mattress that I bought for Ragana, and they never used it because they just slept on the couch because the couch is huge. So anytime you want to come out to New York, come to Jersey.
Hell yeah.
Sleep on
I
my
gotta make a trip
wonderful
soon.
couch, and we'll go to some balls in Brooklyn.
Hell yeah. Sounds good.
Balls.
Balls in Brooklyn.
Willow, you're based in Vermont.
Yeah. And yeah, in the woods.
Yeah.
With all that maple syrup.
Yeah.
Dude, I had no
Living
idea that was a
pure
thing.
Vermont lifestyle. Yeah.
That's wild. I did.
Yeah.
I truly did not know that. Like, I forgot who like turned me onto that. We're just like, yeah, Vermont maple syrup is like our
it's
main
the
export.
best. Are you kidding me? Yeah.
Did you know that?
They put it in their coffee?
Vermonters put the maple syrup in their coffee.
Wow.
Dude, I'll put it on anything.
Everything.
Literally anything.
Give me something. Let me put.
Challenge me right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Records are all what the fuck?
No, I literally live. We had someone who would like sugar our trees, which is like the process of making syrup, and then we would just get free syrup because he was just like, "Here you go. This is from your land. Take it."
Yeah.
You know.
That's dope.
Sick.
I live in Philly, and we do that with the cheesesteaks. We just tap the tree.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
We get the pizza sauce out here.
See, we all got our thing.
Man, those are some wild fucking trees y'all got out there, man.
Marinara trees.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, with that, Willow, are there resources available that you found maybe while you've been out in Vermont? Like, is there access that, to certain organizations that people can find?
Nothing that I can recommend off the top of my head, but Burlington is kind of like the city in Vermont, and there's stuff happening there, and I do need to get more involved in it, but I'm like so focused on like weirdly I'm like not focused on trans stuff here. I'm focused on like environmental stuff, just because like from every angle people are trying to like develop things, and when you live in the middle of the woods, you basically have to fight people to live in the middle of the woods because people want to come in and develop it,
Yeah.
Right.
That shit's important.
Mm-hmm.
Need the earth. We need the earth.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, like, did you all know that if we turn the whole planet into a factory, like we can't live on it anymore?
Yeah.
Fucking
It's
wild.
crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, they're going to Mars though, so it'll be fine.
Can't wait.
Fucking bullshit.
With every order of the split record, there is a zine featuring art from some of y'all and some other people in your communities? Do y'all need to? Would y'all like to talk about those, the zines?
Basically, we like put a call out to people online, and we sent flyers to friends who were going to like zine conventions, and
Ross did all of this. He's like mainly responsible for this. I like had a mental breakdown during the time. I was like, Ross, can you do this?
To be fair, well, yeah, I was also having a mental break. But anyway, yeah, so we put a call out, and we like just got a bunch of submissions, and we sort of edited through and grabbed some ones that like were really felt very like relevant or touching, or just kind of like a different angle on something I hadn't thought of. Just, I don't know, we just picked stuff that like seemed great, and we compiled it. And there's art, there's poetry, there's kind of like testimonials, there's like a comic, there's like a little scene report from up in Canada. Yeah, that's a smorgasbord of cool shit.
I love that.
It's a list of bands in the back too, for reference. It felt like when you open up a record, and you know, like an old record, and you go through the thank yous. And I mean, now
yeah,
so nobody gives a fuck. But I used to like going through it.
Right.
Who did Dystopia thank, and you know, like shit like that. And it was kind of that. It was like friends and connections, and just bands we like that with trans members, trans non-binary members.
Yeah, I guess like the thank list is, I mean, going through like the Bandcamp page of like, oh, like the so and so's on that or whatever, I guess is the thing now. But it definitely does seem like there's almost like a returning cast of like a lot of collaborators that you've worked with over the years, whether it be in recording or like even, you know, on the topic of art. I mean, Ethan, Hell Simulation and Primitive Man, like,
yes,
always
I just
been a
saw
huge
Ethan
fan.
last week.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was in Denver, and they're playing with or Vern Womb was playing with Coffins.
Oh, cool.
I saw that on your story, I think, or Ethan's story. I think it was Ethan.
Yeah,
that looks so fun.
good. Yeah, it was awesome.
I saw his fucking noise set when he was on tour with Big Brave, like a couple months ago. No one stood anywhere close to the stage. Everyone was like 30 feet away. I was like, what are you afraid of? I don't know what the...
Yeah. Shout out to Ethan, hardest working person in music.
For sure. Yeah. Everything about you is amazing too.
We love Ethan. I saw Ethan at a basement in New Brunswick, just a noise set that blew everyone away. Him and God of War, both like, it was unreal. I forgot who was playing. That's how it was amazing. No offense to anyone who played that. Sorry. I just remember seeing God of War and Ethan. I think it was it Spiritual Poison or the other one?
Many Blessings.
Many Blessings.
Yeah, I forget which one. I think it was Many Blessings. I'm not sure, but it was amazing.
Yeah, it was Ethan either way.
It was Ethan. It was Ethan.
Did y'all give like Ethan like free reign to kind of create the artwork, or was there notes involved? Like, what was the process for like, all right, here's what we want. Like, here's what we want to kind of represent.
It was actually the opposite. It was like I saw it on his website like for sale, and I was like, yo, let me get that.
That's awesome.
Sick. Let me get that.
I
knew it would just come in handy for something. And like we've had it for years.
Oh shit.
And haven't had it. And for this release it felt right because it was just like it's just very unique. We both love Ethan, so that was a cool thing.
Yeah, Ethan did Atrocity Machine, so it was like nice kind of like cohesive thing.
Yeah. A nice through line.
Yeah, and there's just something about it that's just like, I don't know.
Oh, it's so rad.
It's just it fit. It's besides being rad though, it fits for some reason. It really fits the music.
Yeah. That's wild. That like, I mean, I feel like it's been touched on, you know, quite a bit through, you know, our chat here, but you know, just kind of this is gonna come in handy one day. Like with, you know, Assimilation System, you had recorded that song back from the Atrocity, those sessions.
That was supposed to be on Atrocity Machine, but like during that session, like it just didn't quite come together how we wanted it. And then uh I kind of rewrote it, and we were able to like edit it into what we wanted it, and then we like re-recorded some stuff and mixed it, and yeah, it was like just a perfect like standalone song. Um yeah, and I also wanted to say like on the point of the artwork, like that's what like one reason I think splits are so fun, because you can like really fuck around and try stuff, and like you know, like doing this zine, or just like we both did these like noise ambient tracks, like you know, it's just like let's do something that we're go off of the beaten path a little bit, and so that was fun too.
We also like for art, we were releasing a shirt, like a split shirt, basically, that was drawn by I've never actually said his name out loud. I've only seen it on Instagram, but is it eBay?
Yeah, I've always said eBay, but
I've always said eBay too, but I feel kind of silly saying like eBay, like the. But anyway,
yeah.
IBAY has done artwork for both of our bands, and we just thought it would be cool to do, like for him to we gave him free reign basically to do something to us both.
Yeah, I had like this little like drawing I did in my notebook, like of like a stick figure practically. And I was like, can you make its body like in this position, but then like go crazy?
Yeah.
And it was pretty much like
It's
he was
sick.
like, he was like, yeah, it's so sick. He also donated art to the zine. He's like a big time like artist, and he like
That's fucking awesome.
donated
Hell
art
yeah.
to the zine, and we used it for the front and the back cover. So
Oh,
shout
I
out,
didn't realize
He's
that.
like-
That's sick.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So sick.
He's a real one.
He's a real one.
Yeah.
And he's not even in this country, and he's like so generous with his art. He wanted it to make a difference, you know.
He also has a band. What is it called?
Oh shit, I always
Do y'all know what it's called off the top of your head?
not off the top of my head.
Okay. I'll try to find it.
But he's rad.
But yeah, he's great.
Do y'all think that lyrics from the two more traditional songs, they fit the theme of the split, like for the Trans Day of Remembrance?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
absolutely. That was like very intentional. Lex
Yeah.
was like, let's do this. And I was like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, I was like, you got
Yeah.
some trans shit, and I was like, I got some trans. I was
You
like,
got
cool, I got some trans shit, and then we just put our trans shit together.
it was like perfect timing too, because I was like mad about something specific that had to do with transness, and then I wrote that song.
I
So it
love
was like
I love
perfect.
it so much. And yeah, like the Shapeshifter for us was a leftover song from Unfailing Rope.
Oh, okay.
So I was just like, oh, I'm glad there's a song that I can write that's left over that I like and could write some stuff about transness too. And this is going to be perfect for the split. Like you're right. It did like all kind of fall together pretty great.
And with that too, even with it being like, I don't know, like leftover or like just kind of like the sum of all these parts, like they complement each other super well. And even with, you know, both sides being recorded by two completely different people, you know, it feels like a very just forward kind of moving
good to
listening
hear.
experience. Like,
Yeah.
the drums, like, Swindle, I don't know what your experience was with this, but like, I mean, the drums sound so fucking huge. It sounds like Uncle Buck's like car backfiring. Like it's so like that snare is like unreal.
Yeah. We
Hell-
like
Hell yeah.
I made like this little promo video for it, and I cut our two songs together, and I was like, this kind of fucking rules. Like,
Yeah, it like flows so well into each other.
yeah.
Y'all kind of like share sonically, you share a space that's very close to each other, but the body void side of the split is just like horrific noise. Like the noise over the song, over the like guitar and like typical rock instruments, like it's just horrifying noises.
Yeah,
So I
that's
think
kind
you-
of what we're doing these days. Just make it as horrible as possible.
So cool.
I would
Yeah.
I would also equally say that about like the Sunrot side as well with those noise tracks. But then like I'm like, damn, that riff, that's a headbanging ass riff right there for
Right,
sure.
Right.
That's what I love. I want to drench everything in noise, but there's just like some riffs where I'm just like, I can't though. Who knows? It's hard. I'm sure Willow has a similar. It's just like it's hard. It's like I want everything noise, but like also, yeah, okay. But also at the same time, you're like, oh, some riffs are sick.
I also want everything noise, so I'm co-signing on that one. Just
hell yeah.
Fucking no more riffs. Fuck riffs.
Fuck
Sorry,
yeah.
Riff
I hate riffs.
No more riffs.
Yeah, get out of here, riffs.
This
Take
is
a
the
hike.
last episode of Riff Worship. There are no more fucking riffs.
Now.
Noise worship. Yeah.
Oh man, Dylan's gonna be pissed.
Yeah. Fuck Dylan.
Fuck riffs. Fuck Dylan.
With that said, the one question we do often ask on the show, however, is what makes a riff to you? What does a riff need? When you're writing a riff, when you're listening to a riff, what do you think makes like that just special experience?
That's hard.
Sorry.
I like a riff that for me, the ones that usually hit me are ones that are deceptively complicated, and like also like I like the Melvins are some of my favorite riffers, I guess Buzzo, and there's like a thing that happens in it where it's like or actually like Burning Witch does it kind of just like but slower, where it's like the ingredients are like actually pretty complicated, but the effect is like pummeling and like almost dumb, you know what I mean? And like those are the ones that are my favorite personally. That's like
It's actually a good point. Like I kind of similarly like stuff that is a little off kilter, and like the way like Kane or Indian will play with like time and stuff, and it's not just like a single bar looped or like two bars looped. It's like there's like an extra like half beat or some weird thing, and you're like, and that's kind of what makes it. That's what kind of gives it the character that it has, and that's for sure like how I've been for a long time tried to approach stuff with our music, and that's the stuff I like the most and like sticks with me the most. But then I also do just like a fucking, killer, just fucking, like that new Thou record is like just like all killer, no filler riffs. And it's like, that's amazing too. So
Who's Thou?
Thou.
They
fucking
yeah. Nine. Yeah, I mean, like I just also I like B beat and stuff too, which is all just kind of like, but and and I think that stuff is awesome too. But yeah, I agree with Will. Like Harvey Milk's another good example. It's just like a riff that is like it's never like it's never entirely straightforward. It's just like it's like just fucked with a little
That's
bit.
the fun thing with slow music is you can like really fuck with like the timing and the just the shape of things, and it's not super noticeable. It's not like math rock or some shit. That's my favorite stuff to do. And ironically, like the stuff I've been writing recently is like almost the opposite of just like on a grid, boom, boom, boom. But like for Doom stuff, I love that that like kind of slightly fucked up style.
Lex, how do you feel about riffs? Fuck yeah, fuck riff.
Right, yeah.
I don't know. I'm trying to think. Like I know it just like it stops you. I don't know. It the thing like when they're playing, like because I'm not like a vocalist who doesn't go to practice. Some are smarter than I do and just don't go to practice unless they're like I'm like, I'm just gonna go to every practice and sit there. And but I love it. I can't lie. Because I'm dumb. And so they'll be playing and like I'll hear something, I'll be like, no, that's the fucking one. Like that's like, and I know I'm right. I know. Yeah, it just like it. I don't know. It just hits you. It moves you. It
Yeah.
moves you. I know that's so vague, but it moves.
No, that's perfect.
Yeah.
I like it. Was that the kind of maybe the vibe when perhaps the riff from Shapeshifter was either presented to you or you came up with it? Like, where were you guys at when, Assimilation System was, kind of be like, how did you know? Like, what was that moment like?
Well, Assimilation System like basically starts with just like one chord being
yeah.
played up,
Sure.
which is like one of my favorite things to do is just
I
like
love it.
Yeah.
crash on something
Hammer.
and make
Yeah.
it weird.
Swamp.
But yeah, I feel like despite all we're saying, it's like for me, it's like I try to write the anti riff a little bit to like make it so ugly and gross that it comes back around to being like catchy kind of thing.
Yeah, I honestly like have not been listening to riffs like recently. I listened to like I don't know, like 8 tracks Morgue and like fucking I don't know. I'm looking at a Throbbing Gristle tape. Just like stuff like that. It's kind of
Yeah,
recently.
it's
But
kind of the same for me.
yeah. Do you remember Shapeshifter, Lex? I wasn't there for that.
Yeah. It was Chris's riff. Chris just. I don't know. I think he just. I think we had like most of the song, and I was just, or not most of it. We had a couple of riffs in the beginning, but not the very first. And I was like, this sounds sick. Like, I love an intro. I know, like, not everyone does. I'm like, can you do like an intro? And he's amazing at that shit. So both him and Rob are, and Ross now too. They're just amazing musicians. And Chris just pulled it out of his ass, and he was like, yeah, I've been fucking with something. And he just pulled it right out and played it, and we were like, yep, hell yeah, that's.
Yeah.
That first riff is a fucking banger riff.
Yeah.
That jangly one. I love that riff.
It's the jangly one. And then yeah, I usually wait for the intro before I come in. But I was just like, I was listening to it and I was like, nah, I want to come in with the drums.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I just felt like it was I don't know. I write about all kinds of things like politics but I also write about like my own feels because I'm a soft boy. And I just felt like this one, I actually had a lot of important shit to say for the first time. Not for the first time. Maybe more important than I feel like my emotions and stuff are. In a different way, at least. And that's what I love about Assimilation System, too, because I don't know. I feel like both of them have really important, one about like, how we get like forced, correct me if I'm wrong, but about like kind of how we get forced to assimilate or like we get outcasted. And then like,
Yeah.
And then like Shapeshifters like kind of like about like, yo, this shit isn't new. Like,
Right.
Don't think that this is like, oh, this is Gen Z fucking blah, 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 blah. Like, no, this shit is ancient and it's not going anywhere.
Right.
But I think both of those like points are pretty succinct in what we are about.
It's old enough to be part of our language. Like,
yeah.
Right. It's a fucking prefix to words that are in the English language. That's how long it's fucking existed.
Yeah. And I play on that a little in the lyrics too. I love.
Right. Yeah. I picked that up. I didn't have the lyrics, but I heard it.
Yeah.
I was like, I see where they're going.
Yeah. I play it, but I love hate writing lyrics. I love it because I hate it because it's grueling as well.
Yeah.
Right.
For sure. I hate it until I'm done.
Yeah. I hate it until I think it's good. And then I'm like, oh, look at this cool thing.
Yeah. I like writing. You like having written.
Yeah.
Do y'all think the sound of y'all's music also reflects like trans people's existence? Like how it feels?
Yeah. I don't know. What do you think, Willow? Yeah. I say yes, but what do you think, Willow?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's as simple as, trans people made it. But I also hope like I don't know, like I hope that if someone comes to it that isn't trans, and I don't want it to be like the totality of transness because you know, as much as we are like angry trans people writing angry trans songs, like I think it's important. I think like music that's like about trans joy is just as valuable.
Fuck yeah.
And
Yeah.
like yeah, so I think it represents like, you know, us as individuals and we are trans. So yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like that answer.
Yeah.
Me too.
What they said. I agree.
Obviously y'all are friends. You guys wanted to do this together. Where does Riff Merchant Records come in? You know, being familiar with that label a little bit, I know they've done kind of similar work in the past where releasing records and donating to kind of like-minded organizations with, you know, the Heavier Than Thou compilation. You know, how did they get involved? What was that process like?
Well, so I know Sunrot did the Heavier Than Thou, cover track. It was like a Thou cover, for Chris. And I, my other band, Quiet Man, put out a record with Riff Merchant. And Chris is just the sweetest, most wonderful human being in the world. And we realized we had to shop this around, and he was just literally the first person we thought of. And I texted him and I was like, hey, you want to do this? And like I got the text back was like, yes, with like 1,000 exclamation. So I was like, yeah, this, I mean, and the other thing is like what you want in releasing music is, for me at least, like more than anything else, is for the people putting it out to be stoked. And and to be like a champion for it, because if they don't give a fuck, then it's dead in the water, and it just kind of feels grueling, and Chris is about it. So,
and splits are hard to sell people on. It's hard to sell labels on, and to get someone who's like just stoked about the whole thing is like, that's the most important thing to me.
Yeah. And lucky enough, we write long songs. So like, a split for us is still like a 12-inch LP, So like, not too hard of a sell, but yeah.
Y'all mentioned the like industrial tracks there's one on each side for each of you. Were those also like a leftover song from the previous LP? And what made y'all want to like put an industrial song on each side?
Ours, there's two. We usually try to always have noise tracks on all of our releases, just because I don't know. I just love
second piece of the equation. There's the riff stuff and there's the noise stuff.
Yes, exactly, exactly. And when Willow was like, like we want to do this ambient noise, I was like, hell yeah! Like there's a match made in heaven, And then, so we have this like short noise track, and then we have this weird track about, it's called Kill the Cop. And it's like basic, it's about that. It's about killing the cop in your head and in your heart.
Right.
The streets. Know when you're being a cop and don't be a cop. That's basically about, we don't want any cops anywhere. But that song was actually for my, my side project, my solo noise project, Skin Pop. And I was like, I kind of want this to go to Sunrot. So I guess it does and it doesn't have much to do with trans stuff. It does in the fact where like...
Oh, it does.
Yeah, it does. It does in the fact of they are enemies of, our community, and like the whole like Stonewall riots and our history comes from a lot of struggles with cops. So you're right, Will. It does. Thank you for backing me up on that, because I was like, it doesn't, but you know what? It does.
That's actually like a very similar thing that happened with our track. It was like a solo thing, and then I was like, no, I think this is like, it would be such a good like pairing with like a Body Void song. And yeah, and there's no lyrics or anything on it. So it is like a purely ambient piece, but
so good. It's a ride.
Yeah.
I like
and
yeah.
I like how it's the closer of the whole thing.
Yeah, I think it's great.
Don't try falling asleep to that song. You will have nightmares.
Did you?
No.
I listened to it in traffic and I was like, oh.
Hell yeah.
It made for a very visceral listening experience, which I appreciated for sure.
I'm trying to get like metalheads to listen to like Lustmord and like dark ambient shit. So
oh my god, I need more SPK fans out there, or else I'm gonna. Yeah, it's just it's rough out there.
Yeah, when metalheads shit on Sun, I'm like, oh,
wow.
Your family, your lineage, all cowards.
You're so far away. Your bloodline is weak.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm glad that our third member isn't on the show.
Oh wow.
Oh hell yeah. Bring them on. Yeah.
Love you, Dylan. Love you, Dylan, so much.
But your whole bloodline.
Your whole bloodline is weak, dude.
Oh God, if he listens to this for the first time ever. This has been so much fun. With this record, obviously there are like funds that are being allocated to some great organizations. And, for those listening, what are maybe some other steps that you think that people should be taking right now? Like, what are things that people can do like in real time? Like, obviously I think this record fucking killer. It's going to a great cause. It's got some great tracks on it. It's awesome. However, there's so much more that can be done. What things can and should people be doing right now?
Well, it's cool because I feel like the advice is like right in the record, like on Shapeshifters, because there's that sample of who protects us, we protect us. And like that's exactly like, especially since Trump got reelected, it's like that has been like playing over and over in my head. It's just like we have to protect each other. And outside of transness, even just like I saw it going around. It's so true. It's like, learn who your neighbors are, and even if they're not cool, even if they don't have the right politics, like you got to get to know them, and people at work, and organize with them, and build power through coming together as a community. Basically, that's where I'm at right now.
And the like hate for trans people is just like another wedge to divide people. But we're all being fucked like across the board, and it's building that community is the resistance against the shit that's going on. It's the only way we're gonna get through it.
Yeah, not isolating, not just being in our own little worlds, but actually building those bridges, even with shitty people, like.
No, for real. And that's the real hard work, is like some people suck, but like class solidarity doesn't mean like you don't get to like everyone's cool. Like, yes, don't be with dangerous people. Like, I'm not gonna.
Yeah, don't be with fascists.
Oh,
but...
yeah. Like, I would never say.
Exactly. Yeah.
That. But yeah, like we're not in community with fucking fascists, but everyone else, it's like sometimes you're even like the first trans person somebody's even met, and they like realize like they don't fucking care about what bathroom that you fucking eat, because like you're helping them bring their groceries up, and like they're helping you with something else. Like, I don't know, it just breaks down. Like there's like barriers that need to be broken down, and we need to realize we're, like Ross said, we're all getting fucked. We need class solidarity. And yeah,
that's really what it is. Yeah,
like Willow said, form community. Even if people suck, they don't have to be your besties, but like you have to trust each other, because shit's going down. And I think joining mutual aid organizations, I've been with a bunch for years, and I'm even restarting one. And get a pew pew if you can. Maybe.
I'm anti pew pew, but
think about it if you want. If you're not anti, but I don't know. If I like wasn't Nah, I can't even say that. Yeah, maybe I don't know. I'm speaking only
Do
for
what you
myself.
need to.
I'm not speaking on Sunrot. Do what you need to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Feel safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feel
Do what
safe.
you need to do to feel safe.
Exactly. There's no judgments for that.
Sure.
But people have obviously different ideas of what that looks like, and that's fair as fuck.
Yeah, I think it's about survival right now. I don't think it's about I think it's about defense, not offense. I think it's about de-escalation, not, escalation.
Sure.
But I'm also like sort of pro pew pew, but we don't have to talk about that now. It's a complicated
It's a
complicated.
very complicated and nuanced subject.
Yeah.
Right.
It's best to talk about it with your community, maybe not online. And that's the other thing, like online isn't the real world. So
being chronically online is not being chronically a person sometimes. Ooh.
Yeah.
And like one of the things I think I've been seeing with the election is like it isn't as simple as right versus left anymore. Like there's so many people in the US that are just so kind of like in their head apolitical. And they can be, those are people you can talk to, and those are the people who might suck, but that you need to, get to know.
Yeah. I've been really hanging on to nuance right now. I feel like we all need a little bit of it.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Online discourse is not the real world, and it's not the way forward.
Yeah.
Well, and giving each other grace. I mean, like
Yes.
Philo was saying, these people in the middle that like they just know they're getting fucked. They don't know really anything more, right? I was that when I was young. I was brought up in like a total centrist household, like some good cops, some bad cops. It wasn't until I was radicalized. And I was radicalized by people who gave me grace and taught me, even though they didn't get anything in return. They did labor, and I'm not saying everyone should do everyone's labor, but these people did for me. And they were the Black Lives Matter of New York, and it was during when Eric Garner got murdered. That's kind of the final step of radicalization. And before that, I was liberal in a lot of ways, and now I'm total anarcho-socialist kind of type thing. But like what I'm saying is nuance, giving people grace, kind of taking their hand, or and not forcing things, but having these conversations can be good. And people are like, I know a lot of people don't want to do everyone's labor for them, and they shouldn't have to, especially the more marginalized communities than just me. I'm a white trans person, I have a lot of privilege, but that's why I do some labor, because I do have a lot of privilege. So
yeah, and especially if just being in community with each other, like just be a human being about these things. And it's like I mean, it sounds kind of wishy-washy, but like, I think it's kind of what Lexi said earlier about just being the first trans person in someone's life. It's just like, approach people on that level, not as a, an anarcho-communist, which I am. And it's like, I'm not gonna run in with all the literature, like that's not.
Exactly.
You're not gonna fucking throw Das Kapital at fucking people as soon as you meet them.
Have you read the Bread Book?
Yeah.
Maybe on a less serious note, y'all both bands released full lengths in 2023, and this split at the end of 2024. Do y'all have plans maybe for the very end of this year or 2025?
Yeah, we are gonna tour some. We're working on new music. Nothing like super set in stone right now. The one thing that is set in stone is, and all I can say is we will be in Europe next summer. And we will be, in the US in the spring. And I hope we get to play with Sunrot, like do like a split release show. Even if it fits in 2025, but
we would love that. And we'll drive, and we don't live that far apart. We'll go to us, whatever. We'll figure out the details.
Play some shows. Yeah.
Like,
They'll just organize it on the show. Like,
Yeah.
get out your
All right,
fucking
where's the man?
2020
planner. Yeah, we'll definitely get out and play some shows about it. We have some other music in the can too. We're working on music and we're putting together some tour stuff. Again, nothing set in stone. This was like a little bit of a we sort of we sort of set ourselves up to like have a little bit of break period for writing and like recuperating. So we got stuff in the distance, but yeah,
we're still working on a lot of stuff. Hopefully the end of this writing process we'll have a LP maybe, or an EP, LP, both, who knows? You never know. With we took like 14 songs to the studio last time, and then we do have a collab, and we're not going to tell with who, but I just wanted to tease y'all because we are doing it, and I'm so excited.
Yeah, I do have some stuff I'm really excited about that I can't actually share yet, but it'll be by the end of this month. So
Fuck yeah.
Oh,
Your
wow.
eyes peeled. Your eyes peeled out.
yeah, big things coming soon.
Big
it's coming.
I will fucking post shit like that till the day I die. Things coming soon. I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
Post it till the day I die. People hate those. I love them. I love them.
Maybe as we kind of come to a close, let's maybe punish each other a little bit. Willow, why is Sunrot the best collaborators for this? Why do you love Sunrot? What can you tell us about Sunrot? Why do you love Sunrot as a band? I want to hear it all.
Well, the first thing that comes to mind is the first time we played together. I remember Lex like ripping up and stomping on a Blue Lives Matter flag. So I think that sums it up for me. And yeah, they're just the homies. Like when we saw each other in Europe, it was like, fuck yeah, like let's go. You know, just big smiles and good times, and yeah.
Vice versa. Lex, Ross, Body Void.
Oh, and their music's killer. What do you?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
And
we've already established that music is bullshit.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Across the board, bullshit.
I mean,
Less you should play. No.
I've been a big fan of Body Void forever, and like have been honestly punishing Willow online since like I think I like asked about your name change when you guys changed from Devoid to Body Void at some point.
Oh, really?
Like a long
Wow,
time.
you're an OG fan.
I'm an OG fan, and yeah, like I just I don't know, like this, it just fucking works. It's like I feel like we both do like the super sludgy shit with the noisy shit, and I feel like we're musically like spiritual cousins or something. You know what I mean? It's like it made sense. It makes sense to anyone who sees it first, I think. Yeah.
I think we have like a lot of the same like attitude towards music. Like we take our music really seriously, but we really don't take much else like that seriously. Like Willow,
Certainly not ourselves.
yeah, Willow is like actually hilarious, and they're like quiet, but like they're actually hilarious. Like when we were talking at the train station, you kept cracking me up. I forget, like we would just like have a conversation, and they just like put in something really funny, and then like keep it. Like that's their that's their humor, and I love it. We just, I don't know, like they said, we do get along as people. We care about each other. We want to see each other fucking succeed all the time, and we played big fat music. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Big fat
I have a lot of sentimentality for the like sludge doom bands that started when we started, like the 2014, 2015, around that era, and like, you know, so many of those bands are gone.
Yeah.
So many.
But it's like us and Sunrot, and I'm sure there's some others, but like it just feels like we're like the last of that era still doing stuff. And I have like a lot of, uh like I cherish that, I guess.
I was gonna say, with that said, are there bands that people should check out? Maybe perhaps like some bands that you mentioned in the zine. Like, is there anything that you could recommend people? Maybe some records that are out that you've been really jamming that are rad.
Oh, so many.
So many. Oh my gosh. But you mentioned before the latest Hers album. I still put that on, and not even because I'm on it, because I put on there's so many songs that I'm not on that. Such a good record. The Hers We're Still Here record. Amazing.
But one of my favorite songs, like it doesn't sound like any other song on the album, but the fucking the kind of like rap joint that's on that album, I fucking love that.
Yeah,
Amazing. It's
really good.
all so good. It's all so good. I don't. Lately, I've been jamming the New Body like a lot.
The like new one that just came out like this
Yeah.
week or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I
good.
haven't listened to it yet.
Oh, it's so good. It's like a survey of everything they've done before, kind of. It's kind of cool.
I love the thing they did with Disfig. Like,
Oh,
I wanted to see that live,
it's
and I
incredible.
did. I'm such a dummy.
Uh,
Missed it.
and y'all listen to the new Cure album? That
Yes,
thing
it's fucking
is
amazing.
incredible.
Yes,
Chris was speaking very highly of it. I
I love it.
I'm
Yeah,
obsessed with it. Yeah.
same. New uniform is really good.
Yeah.
Oh, New
Oh,
Universe
Yeah.
was unreal.
oh my God. I saw, actually, maybe one of the last times I saw Uniform was with Body Void a couple years ago and at the Empty Bottle. Oh, wait, that's probably not true. They were on that tour with Thou and Converge. But one of the times for sure I did see with Body Void, and it was sick. God, that was such a good
Yeah.
show.
Hell yeah.
I might go to Columbus to see them, maybe. In December, they're
Yeah.
playing with like a post-punk band or something. I
With
might go see 'em there.
Pharmacon?
Pharmacon.
It's
Pharmacon.
They're
Yeah.
doing like a world peace tour too, so maybe I don't know if that was, but yeah, I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that might be World Peace. I don't know.
Oh, speaking of the Meat Locker, Cowardice.
Mm. Yep.
We played with them there, and that new album is really good. And speaking of Riff Merchant as well.
Friends of the show. We actually did have them on to talk about that record. It was fucking so good.
Yeah,
It's
shout
really
out,
good.
that record's
shout out,
so-
Cowardice.
It's
I
probably
haven't.
my favorite Doom record this year. Yeah.
Yeah, they're really good. There's like 95% of them are share a practice space with us. So
Yeah,
Sick.
yeah, it's pretty funny. Oh, and the new Chained record.
Yeah.
Rips.
Yeah.
Again, friends of the show. Thanks for coming by. We got to.
Rips. New Full of Hell was interesting.
Oh,
I loved it. It was different and cool and fun, and I loved it.
Wait, the one that came out today? Or
oh yeah, there is. Yeah, at the time of recording,
One that,
the
one
Andrew
that came out
Nolan.
today is amazing. Yeah,
It's so good.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't even listen to it yet. I was talking about it.
Okay.
Coagulated Bliss.
Oh, it's good. It's got like J.K. Flesh on, members of like Endin.
Yeah,
Oh
it's
my
super
God.
noisy. It's really good. Yeah, you'll love it.
I'm so excited.
I thought you were just like up on, like you were up to the date literally with your releases.
Yeah. I was like,
The newer so there's this band Deadform. It's like Dino from Dystopia. It's like his new band. They just did something with Tank Crimes. They're really good. Like punk stuff. And then this is like a super random one. But this band Liquid Shit. It is like I found it and it sounds exactly like this cover looks. It's like
That's awesome.
sludge. It's like sludge music it's just one riff for each song, basically. And it's just like the most like pounding, stupid shit, and it's amazing. It's like if Swans was like a bunch of dumbasses. Kind of what. It's so sick. It's so good.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's what I
probably-
want to be.
Yeah, me
That's
too.
the best description
Swans
I've
is
ever heard of a band.
Yeah, it's just like yeah.
I have two other ones. The new Respire record.
Oh, we played with them in Canada.
Yeah, it's like black and post screamo type stuff, and pretty sure anti-fascist. And then the new Meth album. Oh, that came
yeah.
out like early this year. I think that's the most brutal record that came out this year.
Meth is amazing.
It's like so fucking heavy.
Those are the
Um,
that band that's on Prosthetic with us, right? Meth?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
they're
I'm
awesome.
impressed.
Check that album.
Aren't one of you, the three of y'all, wearing a meth shirt?
I got a meth drinker shirt.
Oh,
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Different band.
Sure.
Also great.
Also great.
I just saw the meth, I guess, on the
Yeah.
shirt.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
sick.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they're some Uboa too. The new Uboa.
Oh, Uboa. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, she has a new record out?
Oh,
Yeah.
What?
So
I gotta look that up.
it's good. It's fucking good.
Well, I'm gonna add one more to the mix. Sunrot Body Void split. It's out now. Definitely out now. Riff Merchant
On this
Records.
day that this
Right
episode
second.
drops.
I keep hearing that and being like, what?
Happy Trans Day of Remembrance.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Uh,
Seriously.
The record's amazing. The digital sales go to a great cause. Black Trans Liberation NYC. If there's anything that I think we've all learned from this episode, just talk to people. We are far better as a community, and find resources, share them. Is there anything that you would like to leave people listening with before we kind of sign off?
Carry Narcan. Carry Narcan. Do that. Do that. And like we were saying, give people goodwill and grace until they fuck it up. But just give it anyway. If they fuck it up, it's on them. But give them it first. See where it goes. Pet puppies and kiss kittens' noses.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to see a puppy tomorrow.
Oh, damn it.
Oh shit.
My dog just died, and
Oh, yeah.
and we're going to visit a new dog tomorrow.
Oh.
I can't wait.
Also, fuck riffs. You've been listening
Yeah.
to Riff Worship for Sunrot, Body Void, for me, for Swindle. We'll see you next time with something else. Bye.